Hi, I'm Valina. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're returning. And either way, I'm very glad to have you. My views and likes and everything have been down, but that's a lot of my fault, I know. But I did want to. Last year I did 31 day. Well, I called it something different. A girl that I watch, and I recommend her highly. Haley Reese. I believe she's the first person I ever subscribed to. One of the first, if not the first. And she does a lot of paranormal stuff. And she does what she calls 31 days of Halloween. And I did last year. I was inspired by her, but I called mine Valina's 31 Days of Spectacular Scares. I started to do that this year, then decided not to. I wanted to enjoy, some of Halloween myself, and you are putting a lot of work into it. So I commend Haley, and she's, and, I don't care about recommending, somebody else's channel. Hers is way bigger than mine, and she is really going at it this year. She's been telling some stories, but she started out ghost hunting. Wow, yeah, I highly recommend her. But what I wanted to talk about was what I consider to be the scariest movie I've ever seen. And on the thumbnail I plan to use, you're going to see a lot of the popular ones. I saw Chucky, the Killer Doll, and, it's been remade, and now creepy scenes in it, but no, doesn't really scare me. No. Uh, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, not so much. Now there are scenes in it that it's like with monster movies. Okay, like there was a particular movie I wanted to go see. It's been almost a year ago, and I wanted to go see it because there was someone in it that I really like, and I wanted to see it for him. And it wasn't that I was afraid to see it because it deals with something similar to zombies, or not really zombies, but like something that's transmitted that causes them to turn into something horrible. I'll just say that. And I was just afraid I'd be grossed out. I'd be grossed out on it. I wasn't afraid to watch it. Vampires, werewolves, no. In Twilight, that was a love story. But no, I don't believe in them. Mm, I'm not saying that there aren't, like Bigfoot, that's questionable. Supposedly, and, other things like it, they've been spotted and other things too. But, I don't give a lot of thought to those. What really scares me is spiritual. That's what really scares me. And, okay, I'm just going to try to give you some examples. It actually, now when I was a little kid, I was scared of, I think a lot of us, well, some kids are brave, but when I was a little kid, I scared pretty easily. But, as I've gotten older, no, I don't. But something of a spiritual nature scares me. And let me think. Now, The Conjuring. The first one. Now, it really, and of course, it is based. And of course, your keyword is based. Now, there is a true story with it, but you may or may not know that some things were added to the movie that weren't exactly correct. But now, it's true that, from what's been told, and I've listened to all kinds of interviews, books, the oldest daughter, because in case you haven't watched it, you probably have, but it's about a family that has five daughters who moves into this house that has a lot of spirits. And they had to stay there, I think it was 10 years. And oh man, this place was filled with spirits. And Andrea, the oldest daughter, she's written it's 3 volumes. It's called House of Darkness, House of Light, and it's very enjoyable. She has a poetic way of writing, which I love poetry. I really do. I love reading it and I love writing it. But when you're reading something like that, you're wanting to get to like the scary parts. And she does that. You just have to be patient with her. She does that. I've read two of them, and I've got the third one on my Amazon Kindle that I haven't finished yet. I started it and I didn't get too far. Now, not that it wasn't interesting. I guess something came up. They are interesting, but anyway, some things were changed in the movie from what the way that really happened. But yes, they did move in a house and they were tormented. And let's see. Like I said, it's hard to scare me. I mean, anymore it is. I'm giving examples. This is not the scariest. I'm going to tell you that. But in a way, um, Insidious was scary. Both one and two were scary. There have been others too. They were okay. But that more deals with astral projection. Yeah, astral projection. But the scary part was what they called the further, where they projected to. Or, well, in the movie, it was the little boy. And I'm not going to give away something if you don't already know it. But anyway, and I have to say, even though I'm skeptical, but I've learned not to, I don't like doubting anybody. At one time, I was skeptical. The Conjuring 2, the infill poltergeist, it's been done before. And of course, it's part of the Conjureverse. It was two. Now, it was really creepy. And there you go with spiritual again. And I'm just thinking, and okay, all I could say is like anything dealing with spiritual. Maybe it's because I'm a Christian, not a perfect one. I don't know if that's why, but I mean, I've always been raised, you know, to believe in certain things. I believe in God, and you know, I believe in the other, and uh, but before I really got into church, got saved, I still found things like that scary, even before that. But I get, maybe I always just had a spiritual nature to me. And, my mom had went to church, so I knew some. And my dad, I don't, I don't know that his family went to church a lot, but he had read the Bible and he did believe it. So I'm not preaching to you all, but I'm just telling you about me. But anyway, I'm thinking The Conjuring, um, hmm, The Conjuring 2, Insidious, like where they were going. I wasn't a lot of people said they were terrified of it. I wasn't terrified of it, but yes, it was creepy. But you get the ideal. You get the ideal on what scares me. So, and now there's another movie. Now I'm going to talk about it. I can't talk about it until after I reveal what I find to be the scariest movie I've ever seen. And this is my opinion. And you don't have to agree with me. Please don't come at me. Please don't do that. If you want to say something to me nicely, and here's another thing. I realize I haven't seen or every movie ever made. So there might be something that would scare me more. I can't see it, but there might be. So, feel free to leave me a recommendation, but don't get mad at me because please don't come at me. I'm just telling you how I feel. But anyway, I just, that's how I am. Spiritual stuff scares me. But I'm trying to think of more. I'm trying to give examples. Like I said, I'm sure I'll think of it, and maybe no, I might put it like at the end if I think of any others that. Well, another Rosemary's Baby. Now, it's not so much in your face. There's that one scary part, and I think you know what I'm talking about. If I've read the book too, and it stays pretty true to it. Most you don't see, but sometimes what you don't see is scary too. But there's that one scene. The I think she refers to it as a night as a dream, but no, it's a nightmare. Now and the result is just, and it makes me mad at someone, and I'm not gonna. There's somebody, if you know the book or the movie, you know who I would like to slap the you know what out of. The others, they're not good people, but they are what they are. But somebody really betrays Rosemary in the movie. But I won't say anything else. I don't want to give anything else away. But it's an old movie, you probably know. But anyway, you get my point. It's the spiritual thing that scares me. So I guess without further ado, and like I said, don't come at me, and I give some opinions that may not be a popular opinion, but they're just mine. And you have a right to feel how you feel. And any rude comments now, if you go too hard on me, I will delete the comment and I'll block you. And because, it's Halloween, we're talking about movies, and I'm just talking about my experience. So, okay, I guess, but, and if you do enjoy this, I'm saying I'm not going to beg anybody. My channel is suffering, and a lot of it is my fault. A lot of that is my fault. I kind of neglected it, and I'm not getting a lot of views. But, if you like, this, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. I don't like to beg, but yes, I'll nicely say please. Comment, like I said, please be nice. And if you think you might enjoy listening to me on a regular basis, subscribe. I'd appreciate that. But without further ado, here we go with what I consider to be the scariest movie I've ever seen. Okay, here's my pick. And I can hear a lot of you right now, or whoever's watching. If you hear something, it's Milky. It's not Reagan coming. Well, it wasn't Reagan. It was what was inside her. A lot of you are probably thinking, I'm not judging, you know, but a lot of people think because this movie is pushing 50 years old, that, and I know a lot has been done to imitate it. One really bad thing back, it was like the first to ever do it. And I had the displeasure of having to sit through it, and it traumatized me. A lot of a lot of filmmakers have turned to this subject, exorcism, but nothing, absolutely nothing, stands up to this. Okay, I'm sure you probably know it, but if you don't, and I do see, that's one thing I do like to watch. I like to watch movie reactions, and I like to see people react to this. I have to admit, you never know how people are going to edit their videos. There's one part I will not listen to it. I'd prefer not to look at it. Laugh if you will, but it's the crucifix scene. Sorry, it's blasphemous. I'm sorry. In my opinion, it is. But, wow. We have this sweet kid who seems to really love her mom. She's a good kid. I mean, she loves her mom. Seems to get along great with everybody. And I think we're supposed to think it's the Ouija, whatever, Ouija board that draws something in. That's now what I've always believed. I know other people have theories. I know that. But those are kind of like fan theories. But I don't know. Starts out nice as Captain Howdy, and then the real demon shows itself and, possesses her. And, oh my gosh, no wonder people in the 70s had to have barf bags. And they passed out. And I was looking last year. I talked about it. A woman that had never been the same since I think the interview was done in 2014. I think, and I looked it up last year. I didn't see anything to follow up. I mean, she can't even watch any kind of scary movie because of this movie. And I could see that. I could really see that. I'll admit, I like reading, and even though I'd already been frightened. And I'll tell you what I was frightened by, because I don't like to put down movies. I don't. But this was a lazy, blatant ripoff. I'm getting my. I don't know why that. I didn't even know I had my alarm set. It does that if you don't shut it off. I don't know if you heard it or not. But anyway, it's an old movie. We used to have a drive-in, and they would show old movies. And it was around, I think it was the weekend of Halloween. You know, as I've talked about before, my sister, is older than me. She was already married. And I don't know, about 9 probably. And we, no, I take that, no, I was younger than that. I was younger than that. No, I was young, was I? Let's see, no, about 9. No, I was 11 when we moved in. Okay, yeah, I was about 9, 8 or 9, something like that. Okay, and it isn't anymore, but at one time, you can find drive-ins, but they're few and far between. But we went, and this was, not this, the name of it is Beyond the Door. That's what I knew it as. It's an Italian movie. It's went by other names too. The only other one I can think of is Devil Insider, I think is the name. It was horrible. It was horrible. It had all the gross stuff, all the language, and very sickening scenes. Yes, I've watched it as an adult. And it didn't have, even though there are things in The Exorcist, I mean, I have to say, I may not like the crucifix scene. I don't like that. But, okay, I know, I think it's William Peter Blatty. And William freaking gets his 2 cents worth in too. They wanted to show real evil. And, okay, that was showing it. But I wish they would have kept that part out. I really do. But anyway, in the one I'm talking about that ripped it off, there's no real plot. It's just stupid. The woman gets pregnant, then she gets possessed. Nobody calls a priest. Nobody goes seeking a priest or any kind of spiritual help. And then somebody from her past shows up saying they want to help, but they have motives of their own. And I'm going to leave it at that. I've wasted too much time talking about that. If you want to go watch it, feel free to. But like I said, I don't like to put down movies, but this was just a lazy attempt at nothing. But anyway, back to The Exorcist. She's a good kid, loves her mom, just seems like a all around good kid. And then when this it hits. When it hits, it hits. She turns into something. I remember Linda Blair in an interview one time saying that she didn't understand why she had to be made up to look like a monster. I can see her thinking. And another thing, I don't know if this is, you can't believe everything you read, but I had read that whatever her religion was, I think she had been to church some. And that particular, I don't know if this is true, this is possibly hearsay, but her religion didn't teach the devil as being real. And me as a Christian, yeah, I believe in God. You can't have it one way. It would be great. This is my opinion. You could have yours. But you can't have it one way. It'd be great if you could. But you can't believe in the good without believing in the evil. That's the way I look at it. But I will say this. I think she was 13 and turned 14 while they were filming it. And for her at that time, it's probably best that she looked at it that way. Because for someone, oh my gosh, I can only imagine the churches I've been in, the way the devil has been preached. I can't imagine if, the younger kids doing a movie. Well, I have said a child of mine, no offense to her parents, but a child of mine, at least a child under 18, you can't say what they do after they're 18 unless they're living in your house. But even then, I'm not sure you have a lot to say. But no underage child of mine would have done this movie. No way. No way. And I'm not putting her parents down, nothing against her parents, but poor Linda's career was never the same. I mean, I think it's kind of sad, the movie's thought of as a classic, and it won an award, I think, the first horror, but the first horror movie to do that, and actually she was nominated and should have won, but I think there was some controversy over the fact that someone else's voice was used. What some people may not know is, or you probably do know it if you're a big buff on The Exorcist, she had to say everything that was said. Anybody seen the Lizzie McGuire movie? Yeah, I know he was doing that to set her up. But it is the truth. Just moving your lips looks fake. And they said, I'm never sure, Father Merrin, played by Max von, I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Sido, it was said he's an atheist. I hope that changed. I really do. May he rest in peace as well. But when he first came in and heard her in that sweet voice using obscenities, it really, he was taken aback by it. He just wasn't, I think he kind of lost his composure a little bit. I mean, he didn't do it. I think he was just shocked. He didn't expect that. So yeah, she did have to say those things. It's just that, she couldn't have changed her voice. Maybe some could, but I don't think she had such a soft voice. And yes, they had someone it was actually a female who did it, Mercedes McCambridge. We want to give her credit. I think at one time she felt like she wasn't credited. There was something there. But she did some very questionable things to get that sound. I mean, she already had the voice. And if you hear something, it's just milky. Um, she smoked. She chain smoked. I've read that I think she drank raw eggs or something. Now, some of this may be exaggerated. I don't know. But anyway, she did the voice. For a long time, I thought it was a man. And I guess that's why she was chosen. She had a very unique voice. And she's gone too. May she rest in peace. A lot of them are gone. And, my favorite character was Jason Miller's character. Father Karras, Damon Karras. And, unpopular opinion, I don't like The Exorcist 3. I know a lot of people do. Nobody likes hardly The Exorcist. Well, I chose a few say they like it. Maybe they're being polite, I don't know. But it had so much potential and didn't go anywhere. But some people count The Exorcist 3 as a sequel. I've watched it, and it's what? I don't know. Okay, well, if you're here, I'm going to say something that's a spoiler. I liked thinking that, I know other people have their other theories, but I liked thinking that Father Karras, he sacrificed himself. Because you see him come back to himself after he tells it to go into him. You see him looking freaky there for a while. Then he comes back to himself. And he throws himself out the window. And I always thought of it as him sacrificing himself for a little girl that he never actually even met. Or young girl. Not a little girl, but young girl. And, you know, the priest, I'm sorry I'm not Catholic, but I do know a little bit about it. He's given, what is it, his absolution or last rite, whatever. And it seems like he's at peace. And why can't it stay that way? They brought him back in. They brought him back in The Exorcist 3. And, okay, on the bright side, maybe the actor Jason Miller needed the money, bless his heart. Okay, that's fine. But I just don't like that they did that. Unpopular opinion, I know. A lot of people say they like 3 better than they do this one. If you do, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But yeah, definitely, oh my gosh. This movie, oh, it went where where no other movie has ever gone. And Even today, I don't care what you say, they could put together these possession movies, and yeah, some of them are creepy, I admit that, but nothing has that feel of The Exorcist, that dread that you feel. I mean, the whole movie just, and I think the only music it really uses is Tubular Bells, is, I think when the mom, Chris, is walking home from, she's an actress, and she's walking home. Looks like a fall day. I think you see a trick-or-treater out. Yeah, you do. And you hear a little bit of Tubular Bells. But other than that, it does not rely on music at all. It's been said it's more like a documentary style, which it's not a documentary, but it's in that style of one. And oh my gosh, you see things escalating. And when it comes down to the real, oh my goodness. I'll admit, I used to couldn't watch it, but the other movie had messed me up so bad. I was well into adulthood before I would watch this, even though I'd read the book now. The movie is just a sort of an attack on your senses. I mean, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, oh wow. You can't unsee or unhear it. Uh, Whereas maybe when even though now the book gets into some deeper stuff that psychologically is scary, maybe scarier, but just seeing it, I mean, it's just so in your face and it makes no apologies for it. The movie, that is. But, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought there. Oh, it's such an assault. What you see and what you hear, and it makes no apologies for it. And like I said, there's that one scene, yes, I will mute it. Or if I'm watching with someone else, I'll go to the bathroom. I'll find a reason to go in the other room to do something. I just don't like that, okay? Okay. Seems like I was going to say something else. If I was, I'll put it in the comments or something. But yeah, to me, this movie does still hold up. So, hey, don't be mean to me. But if you have one you think is scarier than this, I know different things scare different people. And I've already said, something spiritual is what scares me. If you've got anything, hey, recommend it to me. Let me know. But I guess for now I'm going to go. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't get too mad at me for giving my opinion. We all have opinions, and, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, this, to me, is, from what I've seen so far, is the scariest movie I've ever seen. How could you? Some people say I think some people laugh when they get nervous. I was watching one guy react to it that admitted that he did. He laughed when he got nervous. But not me. No, no, no. But anyway. Oh, and on the movie that wouldn't, Baghdaddy, so did my mom. It wasn't he was being a bad parent, but he just, kind of like me, I've done the same thing to myself. He had already paid the money to get in, for us to see it. I'm talking about the Beyond the Door one. And he didn't want to leave. I've done something similar to that as an adult. But anyway. Then he tells my sister and my brother-in-law all the time, really, Valina was too young to be watching that. I'm like, you think? I didn't say that, but But anyway, no. The Exorcist, don't. Unless you just, I don't want to get grossed out or whatever. I don't recommend Beyond the Door. The Exorcist has the good plot. It may have things in it that make me cringe but it does tell a story. And you do care about the characters. You really do. So, and something is being done to help her. The mother is, I think it showed her as having a lot of money to prove that no matter how much money you have, some things money can't fix. Okay. That's what I believe. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, me talking about this, and, you can hit me up in the comments. Don't be mean to me. I'm just giving my opinion, and you're free to give yours in a nice way. If I get that many views. So, anyway, I'm going to end it here, and, yeah, for me, the scariest movie I've ever seen. And like I said, if you'd like to recommend something else to me, please do. And I'm going to go here. And hey, it just I picked. There were a lot of pictures I could have selected, but I like the movie poster. I really like that, and I think I feel okay. He's a priest at saying, you know, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, please. If you didn't, then don't. If you'd like to comment, please do. Be nice. Subscribe if you want to. I'd appreciate it. And I'm I'm going to end this with saying, be blessed and stay thankful. And have a great one. Bye.